I'd just like to ask you, what was your part in this film?
Well, a film crew came to my house in the United States and interviewed me, and as I'd been watching what was going on in Iceland, I was very struck by the fact that it seemed to me that Iceland was one of the first countries to be hit by economic hitmen, but people who were doing today to Iceland what I had done in former times to places like Indonesia and Iran and many of the South American countries, African countries all over the world, to what we call the developing world. Suddenly a developed country, Iceland, is being hit, and it seemed to me that it was sort of an experiment in this process of how do we hit the developed countries now.
I have here two of your books. The Confessions of an Economic Hitman was a multi-million bestseller. I would just ask you to explain what is an economic hitman?
Well, I think it's fair to say that we economic hitmen have managed to create the world's first truly global empire. It's a secret empire because it hasn't been created by armies. People aren't aware of it. It's been created by economic hitmen. And
you are very skeptical of the IMF, are you?
Extremely. It's a brutal organization, and the recent G20 conference last week, sort of is an attempt to bring the IMF back. That's part of what happened there. The IMF was basically going into extreme decline. Nobody was paying much attention. All these countries were rebelling against it, but at the G20 conference, it's got this huge boost as part of this $1 trillion investment of all these countries. But we don't have to put up with that, I spent many years working with the IMF and the World Bank, and it was all a subterfuge to gain more control, more power over the country's resources, and that's exactly what I'm sure is happening here.